Welcome to Health, lesson 134. You do have a quiz number 1. You can pause the video and take that now. If not, you can take it at the end of the lesson. All right, we're going to be on pages 15 to 17. And did you realize that there's a correct way to stand and walk? As we've been talking about posture, there's also a correct way to stand and walk. And so you want to make sure that you are standing and walking correctly because it affects your posture, it affects your bones, and there's some other things that we're going to be looking at. If you stand correctly, there's 1/4 of all the bones in your body are in your feet. 1/4 of all the bones. That's a lot, but it is good because that's what we stand on. And so if they didn't have all the extra support, then we wouldn't be able to stand and walk and move around like we need to. The long bones in your feet, the metatarsals, are arched so they can support your body. You may have noticed at the bottom of your foot a little arch, just where it goes up and it doesn't touch the floor when you're standing usually, barefooted that is. And that little arch just helps give that added support. When you are standing correctly, you're standing tall. And I mean, that's not talking about your actual height. It's just maybe you've heard someone say stand tall, or if they're going to take your picture or something, they want you to stand, and they're just meaning that you need to stand at your full height with your shoulders back and your legs straight. And so that's standing tall. Turning your toes inward or outward weakens your ankles, and you don't want that because the more you weaken those ankles, the more likely you are to twist them, and you don't want that. You want your abdomen to be in, so you pull your abdomen in, and you can work on strengthening those muscles so that will stay in, and your chest up. Your arms should be relaxed at your side, and you want to have this good posture, not only for your benefit, but for others as well. When people walk around with poor posture, others wonder whether you're having a bad day, or if you were taught to have good posture. And so you want to make sure that you are reflecting. As Christians, we want to reflect what God wants, and this is something that He that we should do because it does help our bodies. Between the ages of 10 and 12, you are the times when you're going to grow the most. And so you guys are just entering that time. Girls usually begin the stage before boys, so don't worry about it, boys. If you're not starting to hit your growth spurt, that's okay. You will, and you will. Most of the time, the girls start first, but then they stop, and the boys will go past them. And not all of them, not all boys will be taller than all girls, because of course there are some girls that will be exceptionally tall. And that's okay. Whichever you are, whatever height you end up at is exactly how tall you need to be, how tall God made you. So you want, you can go ahead, if you are at a wall, if you want to stand up and you're at a wall, I can't really do it right here because of the whiteboard, but you can put your feet firmly against the wall and make sure that your feet are about 1 inch apart, and you want to rest your shoulders on the wall, not your back, not your whole back, but just the top. So if you rest your shoulders there, then your back will be arched a little bit. I'm sorry. You want your shoulders and hips, your head, shoulders, and hips to touch the wall. Sorry. And to get your shoulders in the proper position, roll them up, back, and down. You shouldn't be rigid in your posture, and you should, if you can stand correctly, you should be able to walk correctly, because it just is a smooth transition to that. You should lift your feet. You shouldn't shuffle your feet or slide them. You should lift your feet, and your toes need to be pointed straight ahead. And you want to, when you lift your foot and you come down on your heel, and then transfer the weight to slow from the ball to the toes. And so it should look like kind of, it's kind of hard to see. So you want to come down on your heel, and then you want to transfer the weight to the toes. And so as you walk, it's kind of like you're doing this motion with your foot. And you can practice that. If you want to make sure that your shoes fit properly, your socks, even your clothes, because when your clothing and your socks and your shoes don't fit right, then it can affect the growth of your feet, and it can actually cause, if you have too big of shoes, it can cause blisters. Too small, it can stop the bones from growing right. So you don't want any of that. And also, if you're carrying books, you want to carry some in each arm for the balance, or you want to have them all in one book bag. Now, if you have a heavy shoulder bag or a musical instrument, then you want to carry it on one side for a little bit and then move it occasionally to the other side, and just balance that out for yourself so that you don't get overloaded on one side. Okay, just a couple questions. True or false? To have correct posture, your body must be rigid. Is that true or false? According to what we've just talked about, it is false. Your body doesn't have to be rigid. It should look, you should look just comfortable, really. And another thing is that when people see you, you should have a smile on your face. Have a friendly expression, because when people see you, they're seeing, they don't want to see someone, they don't want to hang around someone that looks like they have a sour expression. They want to be around people that are that are friendly. And where should your toes be pointed as you walk? Straight ahead. You should point them straight ahead. All right, and then the homework that you have is to reread after you've read pages 15 to 17 once, please. And then you may go back and reread pages 12 to 17, and then do the chapter checkup, CCU 1 on page 20. Do sections C and D on paper, all those questions, okay? And I will talk with you next time.